A very good morning and welcome. Spectacular. That's all you can say about the atmosphere here. It is a stadium steeped in history. The first World Cup was staged here in 1930, won by Uruguay, and we're here 75 years later for a telling moment in Australian soccer's history. It is the first of two qualifiers for Germany next year against an old foe. They lost here 4 years ago, and it was a cataclysmic defeat in many ways, 3-0, and they bowed out in the saddest of circumstances. 5 players each survived from that side in the run-on teams, and they're out in the middle today. Quickly, the team for Australia, well, the two surprises really. Tony Popovich comes into the defence, and Archie Thompson, the effervescent striker from the Melbourne Victory, comes into the Australian lineup. Robert Lusetich from the Australian, good afternoon to you. We're just about to see the kick-off with Klaus Bo Larsen, the referee from Denmark. What an atmosphere.
Yeah, anybody with a pulse out here, Peter, there isn't anywhere in the world you'd rather be. It's just amazing, and let's hope that we can bring that to the listeners back in Australia.
Well, the Australians now watch the kick-off, and the Uruguayans go straight into the attack. Down to Morales, high ball, and nodded away by Popovich, his first touch. And here's Archie Thompson skating down the touchline. Quick release to Viduka. He checks, turns. He's on halfway now. Scoots into opposition territory. Oh, there's a through ball. It was just cut out too. It almost went through to the run from Archie Thompson, and he would have been away. What a good start from the Australians.
Great start from Australia.
And an overhead bicycle kick from Diogo releases it. Now here's Garcia, forced to backtrack too, and immediately the crowd silenced with that bright opening from Australia down the left touchline.
Absolutely, and we saw immediately that Uruguay have shown us what they're going to do. Pablo Garcia pumping in a long ball immediately to Chengue Morales, and they're going to try and go at us in the air.
Well, now Garcia, the Uruguayans have it on halfway. They're running from left to right as we view the action. And now the ball goes from Perez. It's nodded, headed back towards the keeper. And Schwarzer runs out to pick it up. Safe and secure in the hands at the Amsterdam end of this Centenario Stadium. A spectacular day, blue sky, very balmy early on. A flat kick out from Schwarzer, not a great one. Diogo comes in and ball finds its way to Diogo's feet again. And now chopped down there was Diogo Perez, and Vince Grella coming in, and the Australians surrendering a free kick. Uruguay have it deep inside their own half now as they attempt to work it out. Down that side through Rodriguez. He goes ahead to Zalacheta. Checks, comes inside, but he's easy pickings there for Kulina. Can't quite control the ball. It ends up with Uruguay again. Long ball down the touchline. Finds Reculba, and he's on the byline. Checks back in. Can he get the cross in? Toying with it at the moment. The man with the absolute talents. A header comes in on the edge of the box. Up goes Morales, and the ball down again. It's still now with Uruguay on the edge of the box. Garcia to Recoba. Recoba on the left edge of the box, chips it in. No, it ricochets, and Australia will come away with it, although a clearance now only goes downfield and finds Paolo Montero. He chips it forward. Kulina in the way, back at the feet of Viduka on halfway. He passes the ball back to Grilla, and the Australians take control again, just trying to cool it down, get the emotions in check, and Emerton stands on it. 2 metres inside the Uruguayan territory. Ball forward now. Kuhl loses out, and he came up with a little foot out that resulted in a free kick to Uruguay, and now they just spread it square along the line, 10 metres inside their own half, running, as I said, from left to right as we see it, in the Celeste shirts, the blue, the light blue, and the black shorts. Down the line goes Zalacheta, and the ball goes out off the foot of Diogo, about 22 metres out from the Australian goal line. No score here at the Centenario Stadium. Welcome wherever you're listening right around Australia. Peter Wilkins and Robert Lusetich from the Australian newspaper here with the broadcast.
Well, we're going to have to be careful of Diogo on the right. He's a very good young player, just went to Real Madrid. They think a lot of him, and he's a fullback in the mould of Cafu, the Brazilian.
Here's Viduka chesting it down, pressure in the back, no free kick given as now Garcia releases it on the right side to Diogo Perez. Long ball forward, cut out by Popovich, only goes as far as Zalacheta. Trouble here, fall down on the left foot, a low scuffing strike wide.
Yeah, these are the first 15 minutes that Australia really needs to withstand, because Uruguay is going to throw everything at them for these first 15 minutes, and it's really going to be difficult.
And now the Goal kick from Mark Schwarzer, high over the halfway line. Nodding it on is Viduka, and can't find Kuhl, and now the Uruguayans have got 6 back there with the ball, and forward goes Diogo. It goes through the Australian defence. Popovic forced to chase back, and there's a back passer on the ground, and now Schwarzer, an ungainly hook out, but it finds the feet of Grella, and he knocks it back, so the safety comes out. Neil back to Grella, down the touchline, and here's Chipperfield, raging forward, knocked over. Yes, it's a free kick. Australia 16 metres inside Uruguayan territory, and still the Australians don't look overawed. They've had a couple of sort of loose, nervous moments in defence, but they're on the attack now, and Grella's going to take this free kick about 18 metres inside Uruguayan territory and about 10 metres in from touch on the left side. And numbers in the area. Archie
Popovic
Thompson
has gone up now for the free kick.
Popovic up on the edge of the box, and they're calling for it now. Grella, the high ball goes in, far post looking for Kuhl, and headed away by Paulo Montera, and he chases after it. Bounce eludes him. Kuhl now on the edge of the box, beautiful skill, twist and turns. Can he get the cross in? No, but he gets the throw in. 2 metres out from the goal line, and on the right side, deep in the right at the Columbus end of this Centenario Stadium. The Uruguayan defenders back in numbers. Diego Lopez is back there, so too Diego Perez, and the Australians with the ball. Can they get the cross in? Far post is Thompson. Viduka with that characteristic back into the opposition. Onside is Harry Kuhl. A chance that he can get a cross in. Chipperfield calls for it, far post. Poor cross, and easily cut out by Garcia, and he sets Uruguay loose down the left side. A high ball forward, and again the Australian Lucas Neal has trouble reeling it in, but Popovic cleans up. Another back pass though at the feet of Schwarzer, forced to hook it high and deep downfield over halfway. Knotted on by Thompson, out, and a throw into Uruguay. No score on the board.
The interesting thing now, Peter, is that we see that Harry Kuhl is lined up on the right, and he's a very much left-sided player, and twice he's struggled with getting a cross in because he needs to get over to his left foot.
Now Diogo heads forward over halfway. Coming in quickly is Neil, and here's Garcia trying to just rush through the centre. His presence, though, finds the ball in front of the Australians, but a careless defending there, and Rakova comes up with the ball, though Australia secure it, and it's hooked away desperately out of play by Tony Vidmar. Well, that was a bit scrappy. Lucas Neal sort of dropping onto the ball, and it was very untidy indeed. Here's the cross in forehand on the edge of the box, hooked away by Australia downfield. The safety of halfway at the feet of Viduka comes back towards his own players, is chopped down by Garcia, and the free kick to Australia 10 metres inside Australian territory.
I think Lucas Neal really needs to settle down right now. This is the biggest moment of his career, and he's made a couple of very loose plays back there.
Here's Harry Kuhl, ball at the feet, slowly moving, measures the pass, a short pull to Viduka. He's pressured, harassed, and they come up with the ball, the Uruguayans, but the kick forward only goes as far as the Australians, and now it's checked, and it's taken by Vidmar, sends it wide on the right flank, and back in the centre now to Harry Kuhl, and Kuhl forward again to Grella, back with Kuhl trying to work it. They're trying to hold on to possession, get a bit of the rhythm going. Space on the left, on halfway, and raging down that side is Popovic. 2, 3, 4 big strides, and he's only 35 metres out. Tries the left foot ball in, looking for Thompson, headed out, and successfully so by the Uruguayan defence, knotted on by Perez, and on it goes to Zalacheta, and Australia have the ball. Here's Viduka, a chance with Thompson on the left edge of the box. He's about 10 metres out. Thompson will go at them here, sends a cross in short, chance for Viduka on the twist, on the turn. Can he get the shot in? Here it is. No, it's wide. It was a sort of a looping, chipping cross shot which just went outside the right upright. It was begging for Hull to come in on the far post. Room, space to burn there for the Australians.
That was so close there, Peter. Harry Kuhl floating in from the right there, and Viduka, just lovely bit of skill there.
Well, now a corner for the Australians, and they looked as though they were being undone there. The Uruguayan defence. Here comes the corner kick. High it goes in. They leap up the header. Well, high went Popovic. It's still back on the right. Chipped in by Vidmar. And there's Popovic again. It bounces free. And Australia still with possession. Back on halfway now. Deep inside their own territory. On Neil again. A little bit tardy, but the high ball floats to Viduka. Knotted down to Thompson. Thompson on the edge of the box. They come at him. It almost ricocheted to the feet of Viduka and hooked away in an ungainly faction of the Uruguayans. Looking very average, trying to clear it. And finally they do so on the left side. And that's relief you can hear in the background as Rodriguez lets the ball go over halfway, and it heads downfield to Zalacheta on the inside. He finds Rakoba dancing over the ball one way, gets it on his left foot, pokes it back out the left side to Zalacheta. He's being measured now, right on the edge of the box. Danger here for the Australians. Zalacheta tries to peel through two. They're secure. Is it going to come free? It does. And Grella ultimately with the releases. Emerton did some good work back there. Australia trying to break over halfway via Kuhl. There's a little bit of pushing and shoving, and the Danish referee Klaus Bo Larsen goes back to have a word with a couple of players. And in fact, he's having a word here to Brett Emerton and also Dario Rodriguez. No cards, and we'll talk about that at half-time, just what that could mean to both sides' hopes, and that might be the cause of some tentative play so far, that so many players are on yellow cards and are in danger of missing the next leg. Australia with the ball, no score if you've just woken up from sleepy land in Australia in this qualifier. Here's Archie Thompson, the ball through to him. Here's Thompson close by, it's knocked out for a corner, but it was a high ball floated in from right to left. Thompson gathered it on the edge of the box, dangerously on the left foot. He had the defence backpedaling, and almost a chance for Australia, another corner. And suddenly Australia has the ascendancy in the last couple of minutes.
Absolutely. Any question that Hus Hiddink came here to defend and try and get a scoreless draw, I think he's here to win, and it's shocking the Uruguayans right now.
Well, now corner from Everton, and Viduka's on the far post, and it goes, punched out, and Carini with a very tentative punch out as well. Maybe they're nervous. Plenty at stake here. Kulina now, he beats the surge. He goes to the edge of the area, tipped in by Vidmar, and it's hooked away. Vidmar coming all the way from the right position to play on the left, and it's still there. They're looking to break now, the Uruguayans, and the free ball, and that's the hole left by Vidmar. Rakoba up over halfway. He's 30 metres out, shadowed by Grella. Grella, though, takes him out and puts the ball over the touchline. And that's a free kick indeed to Australia. Great play. And in fact, Rakoba, he let the ball run a little far in front of him, Rakoba. So the silky skills let him down a bit, Alvaro Rakoba. At one point in time, the richest paid player in the world. But that was not in evidence there. It's a free kick to Australia for his foul. And it's Mark Schwarzer to take it about 2 metres outside his box.
Let's not forget that Vince Grella for the past 4 years in Italy has marked Alvaro Rakoba in at club level, so he knows him.
Now, ball down to Viduka. The nod on goes awry to no one, but they're going to get a free kick for a push in the back. Well, that's a bonus for the Australians, and Viduka, he's such a presence. He's a big man, the captain, and he must be delighted with the start, and he'll reflect on an early chance too, but not if he pops 2 or 3 in the net by the end of the day. Centenario Stadium, absolutely packed, but very quiet, uncharacteristically quiet. I think Robert might tell us at half-time. He was here last time they were here 4 years ago as they stand over this dead ball situation, and a few players mulling over what could be potentially great for Australia. Viduka might try his luck from here. He's about 28 metres out from goal. And some sort of a wall is forming. Here's Viduka, fires it in. Oh, saved! Knocked over by Carini. Spectacular shots from Mark Viduka. Tested him. It curled in over the wall. Was heading for the top right corner. And Carini, well, he saw it a little bit late. I don't think it was that difficult a chance, but I think he could feel 70,000 people behind him.
That was a wonderful, wonderful free kick there from Viduka, and he is the danger man.
Now the ball in again from the corner, and Vidmar's going to climb up. It goes in near post this time, headed away by Zalacheta. A little push from Kuhl, free kick from Uruguay. So very, very positive signs from the Australians so far in this match. Uruguay versus Australia, first leg for a place in the World Cup final. Diego has the ball for Uruguay, and he skates forward to get away from Viduka, and now they're just getting a little bit of rhythm going, it seems, the Uruguayans, knocking it about between the back 4 or 5. Rodriguez back now to Garcia with that long hair flowing and the headband strapped around. He goes forward there to Diego Perez, intercepted by Thompson. He's a lone man upfield, and they've got numbers back to contain him. And Uruguay with the ball now through Diego Lopez and to the captain, Paulo Montero. Rodriguez is forward. Instead, he goes wide on the left to Zalacheta. And now they're just cruising at the moment, Uruguay. No score at the Centenario Stadium if you just joined us. A high ball forward. On the right is Rakoba, but intercepted well by Chipperfield. Oh, here's Thompson again, dazzling. Oh, the release was just a little bit too heavily weighted. And out over the touchline, Chipperfield was making a good run. The thought was good, application not so good, as now Diogo to take the throw in. 48 metres out from the Australian goal. Nodded forward by Morales, but there's going to be a push. He was all over him.
Absolutely. I think the big difference from 4 years ago was that the crowd, you couldn't hear yourself think 4 years ago from minute one, and they clearly, to me, are very apprehensive. I think they're very concerned about their team right now.
And so they should be. Popovic to take the free kick about 18 metres from halfway on the left side. Numbers forward, Viduka's there and Thompson looking to run off Viduka. He hasn't just quite got those headers right, but he's always up there and he always seems to be getting the touch, which is extremely positive as well against the Uruguayan back men. Now the kick out from Carini, who had a groin injury, but he's recovered. There's a bit of a push in the back and a free kick now, Popovic, and that's probably why he's been selected, Popovic, because he's such a presence. The stopper, sweeper from the Crystal Palace, 32 years of age, and he's played 54 internationals. Now Rakoba, how dangerous is he from the set ball situation? Rakoba about 35 metres out, and well, I think he's a bit too far out to chance his own foot, but you never know. Rodriguez is up there, so too Morales, and Zalacheta on the edge of the area. Diogo, Forlan is there as well. So now here goes Rakoba. How's it go? They look to get the ricochet on, and it goes to Schwarzer. Well, the dangerous runs came at low. It seemed to duck under the wind like a boat with the wrong sail up. And it goes through to the keeper, Schwarzer, and he's going to ease the ball out now. We've had about 16 minutes of play in the first half, and again a long ball downfield, and it's going to find the keeper at the other end of the field. So no score, 0-0 between Uruguay and Australia, and we're at the Centenario Stadium, scene of the first World Cup in 1930, won by Uruguay. Forward to Forlan, who was in doubt with an injury, goes across to Garcia, who's such a presence in the middle of the park. He puts it on the foot of Diego Perez, and then wide to Diego. Back to Perez, and forward, bad pass. Chipperfield intercepts, tracks the ball on the left foot. Beautiful off the outside of the left foot. It goes forward to the touchline, and now a free kick to the Australians as they were closed down for room, and they'll have a free kick. So some nice touches in close by the Australians. Forced the error from Uruguay. Free kick 4 metres from halfway. 0-0, Uruguay and Australia. Popovic on the big left foot again. Kuehl is forward about 10 metres from the edge of the box. Viduka's up there, and so too Archie Thompson. A bold selection in this Australian side today. Ball forward now from Popovic, looking for Thompson. He's not going to get there. Headed away by Diogo, and forward it goes now to Perez. Perez shuffling, but beautifully robbed by Grella, and Grella now to Kalina, and Kalina to Emerton. Bit of room. Is he going to try one on the left foot? He wants the room. Forward to Viduka. A little back heel, audacious to Thompson on the edge of the box. Still there it is, and finally it's going to be cleared away, is it? Yes, a push in the back from Viduka. Well, the Australians just nicking their way through to try and find an opportunity on the edge of the box. It was enterprising for a long while and almost bore fruit.
Absolutely, they're really. I think they're playing much. This is as well as they could have hoped. It's just such a bright start for them.
Now on the halfway line, Diego Forlan. Oh, he checked up there. He looked like he just tweaked that muscle at the back of the leg. I might be wrong there, but he just drove forward. I could be imagining things. We'll wait and see. But Diego Forlan in doubt with a muscle strain at the back inside of the left leg, not the hamstring, just another muscle in there. We'll keep an eye on the former Manchester United player who's played 97 times for United. A few years ago when the Australians looking to clear, making a bad fist of it at the moment. A chance for Rakoba on the edge of the box, tries to get it on the left foot, looks for someone square, finds Garcia, 35 metres out, plenty of gold shirts back, and a shot, no, it's not going to come in. Forlan couldn't quite get the shot in, and again he checks himself and the ball free and out into the safe zone for the Australians.
This is very interesting. Now we've got Dario Silva coming on, and it looks like Forlan cannot go.
Forlan is injured. Forlan comes off, and his World Cup campaign against Australia ends. Diego Forlan with that little muscle strain. They've gambled Uruguay and lost for the moment, and then they've wasted a substitution very early in the match. He claps high above his head. He was dumped from the Uruguayan team, I should say, or not dumped, but He dumped himself after many opportunities didn't come his way under the new coach Jorge Fossati. Plenty of chances, but perhaps one too many today, as the ball wide high on the left to Rodriguez for Uruguay. He's 50 metres out, well not quite that, 40 metres out from goal. Kuhl presses into touch, throw into Uruguay. 48 metres out, no score on the board as yet. Ball through the edge of the area. Bit of trouble here, left footer from Silva. Well, that would have been a spectacular entry. Dario Silva, who did score 4 years ago in that 3-0 victory to Uruguay over Australia, and he was tipped to be in the side, Dario Silva, the 33-year-old, and now he finds himself in there with the red boots poking out in the sunlight here at the Centenario Stadium. Goal kick from Australia, nodded on again by Viduka. He's just winning the ball in the air all the time. No wonder they go to him. Thompson flies high to try and stop the clearance coming out, but Uruguay clear it up towards halfway. Taken down by Grella. Feeds a nice ball forward to Kuhl. Silky skills from Kuhl. He's hacked down. Free kick. No free kick. They said he fell. Well, I don't know about that. Tough to fall when the goal's in front of you and you're on the surge. Anyway, the ball out over the far side, the Olympia side of this Centenario Stadium, with the tall tower and the flag, the Uruguayan flag, flying proudly in the breeze. The breeze behind the Australians in the first half. No score.
Yeah, you and I both thought that of Harry Kuhl there. I think that was a clear free kick, and he walked up to the referee just a moment ago and let him know that he thought it was a free kick too.
Now the throw-in forward, Viduka. He might come back for him. No, it's cleared away. Diego Lopez despairingly clearing the ball away. Australia in possession on halfway, and it might be my imagination, but I think that might have taken a bit of the sting out of the Uruguayans, seeing Forlan go off. A little bit of depression. Not a loose ball forward coming in from Kalina. Emerton up to head it back down towards Kalina, but Garcia cleans up, sends it out to Rodriguez. Rodriguez forward to Silva. Silva again with those red boots now, dancing on halfway. A few metres in from touch. Square ball, tries to find Zalacheta. Has to spurt to get there. Loose ball to Thompson, who's covering up. And now the Australians have to do some defending. Here's Rakoba. Rakoba tracks. Free kick. Did he fall over under the feet of Grella, or was he impeded? The crowd signal their joy, and a free kick Uruguay, 28 metres out from the goal mouth, guarded by the big shape of Mark Schwarzer.
And you can be sure this is going to be Rakoba taking a shot. He is absolutely magical from this distance with that left foot.
Now Rakoba lines it up. He's pretty much in line with the right post, just a bit outside. The wall is about 5 people Australian jersey strong. 4 now. Oh, they're a bit uncertain here. Rakoba, well, the wall looks like it's back. He wants a few of his players in the wall, so signalling where he's going to poke it. And now Rakoba moves in. No, drops over it, surely. You've got to kick it. They're all there. Play on! And here goes Rakoba now. There's the strike, and saved by Schwarzer. Straight to him. Still, you want to see them on the chest. And held, gripped comfortably, and now released out to the right side, and Australia track away with the ball, and forward goes Neil. Pokes a long ball down the edge of the field. That's a good effort, and Viduka now. Can he get the cross in? He does so. High cross right across the face of goal. I think Chipperfield's going to keep it in. He does. He's got 3 or 4 metres in front of him. Checks back inside, edge of the area. Tries the shot. No, loops the ball. Finally looking for Kuhl on the far post. Headed away. And there's Emerton with a square ball. Now back inside to Kalina. And he turns it back instead. It comes forward now from Vidmar. Straight onto the head of the Argentines, and now Zalacheta with the ball on halfway, skates forward, such power, such confidence. Oh, but Kuhl robs him beautifully with a little audacious backheel, takes the ball. Australia have a 10 inside their own half. No score at the Centenario Stadium. Peter Wilkins and Robert Lucetic with the call of this match in bright sunlight, and we're going to watch the Australians pour down the right side. Kuhl now inside of Viduka, again checks on the ball, back to Kuhl, looking for the 1-2. No, Kuhl elects to go back as the Australians measuring this build-up. Uruguay come back in numbers. Thompson makes a run way forward. The Australians toying with it a bit, and now the hurried release is a poor one from Vidmar in his 4th World Cup campaign. Tony Vidmar, all the experience you like, playing in the right back position and the right defensive position today, and that one way downfield, but they just seemed to tinker a little bit too long.
Yeah, it did. We had a very good chance here with Chipperfield. Unfortunately, his right foot isn't his strong foot, and he cut back to it.
Well, now Uruguay with the ball. No score. High ball. Quite a preponderance of high balls in the match so far as Silva looks to take. Oh, beautiful tackle, and it was Tipperfield. Tipperfield surges away, and he's hacked down, and that was a terrible, terrible little hack down, and it's a yellow card coming for Dario Silva. A yellow card for Dario Silva, and the Uruguayans 28 metres out from their own line. Well, that was a very, very ordinary free kick given away. And Dario Silva, one of the few men who don't have a yellow card for this Uruguayan side, but he was beaten all hands down, and Chipperfield is one who's risen to the occasion today.
He's having a great match. Spectacular
game so far. Grella stands over the ball, so too Vatuka. He's about 33 metres, 34, 35 metres out from goal, Viduka. It'll be a terrific crack from here from Mark Viduka. Instead, he releases it to the left side to Jason Kalina. Kalina now, two in front of him here. He'll do well. Squeezes a nice pass forward. Finds Tipperfield. He loses out. Comes at Garcia. One-on-one. Ball comes free, though, to Kalina. Dancing on the touchline. Releases it back to Tipperfield. Good skill from the two players. And the number 19, Kalina, sends it inside to Grella. Nice turn on the ball. Garcia presses. Releases it to Kuehl. One-on-one now. Backs into the fence. 28 metres out. He sends it to Viduka. Oh, nods it down. Looking for the pass. The shot. And it goes wide. He was trying to knot it down into the path of Emerton. Terrific move from the Australians, and they've almost picked up a goal in this match. Not quite. Two big opportunities though, and the corner's going to come in. No score at the Centenario Stadium, and we've had 25 minutes of play in the first half. They queue up in the area. Popovic is there, the big man, Vidmar, Popovic and Viduka, and it goes high, far post, and the keeper Carini comes out. Some suggestion in the past that he wasn't tall enough to be a keeper. Well, he's over 6 foot in the old scale. That seems tall enough, but that's a very loose and sloppy clearance. And maybe the nerves getting to a few players today. So much at stake. So much at stake. The throw into Australia. Chipperfield, 16 metres inside Uruguay's half on the left for Australia. And forward now to Viduka, and just takes the ball down, tries the back heel. That came unstuck, and it's released forward. Plenty of numbers there. Popovic, ball forward, but the Celeste shirts are there on the edge of the area, and Paulo Montero, the skipper, with the hair cut close to the scalp. He looks like a bandito. Releases it to Rodriguez on the left, and he's, he beats Kuehl there. He's feigned to kick, goes forward to the edge of the area, gets a long high cross in, but that is way, way too long and high. Looking for Zayas on the far post, can't find him, and Uruguay looking at just 2/3 left, less than average at the moment in this match at the Centenario Stadium, but they could turn that around in a twinkling.
Absolutely they could, and there's certainly no reason to underestimate them. But having said that, the Australians are off to a great start. Mark Viduka is an absolute monster up front right now. He's winning everything.
Now the ball nodded on. Archie Thompson looking for the crumbs from the head of Harry Kuehl. Long ball forward. Lucas Neal pressed. Morales up. Here's Recoba with the shot. No, it's parried away by Tony Vidmar. And the corner kick results. And as we said, that can come just out of nothing. It was the first really good chance for Uruguay so far, but in the end Recoba sort of snatched at it. There was a player in front and it was parried away, ricocheted off him into touch. But now the big men, Zalacheta and Morales, of course, Richard Morales, who scored twice against Australia last time, he's up there. So too Diogo, and it looks so near post, the header on, a big chance, but straight into the arms of Schwarzer. Oh, that was dangerous. Diogo and Morales were in there, and I tell you what, that was very, very close, but the header straight to Mark Schwarzer.
Absolutely, we've got to guard against that. They were the two men running down the middle who were completely open in that, and you can't do that, especially with Mark Viduka, who was actually in the box defending there, and they still got two heads to it.
And now on Montero to Dario Rodriguez, left side. Again, a very measured build-up from the Uruguayans, and a good chance for them. A header as now they skate forward towards the halfway line. Garcia releases it forward. It comes back to Diogo. And back in turn, it goes to Lopez. Montero now just cruising forward, easing up to halfway, looking for Zalasheta. Can't reel it down. Thompson has it on the foot, releases to Viduka. Viduka now skating forward, can't control it. Clumped of numbers in the middle, and Garcia with some good strong work. It's play on from the referee. He was going to order a free kick. He said play on. Rakoba on the left now, dancing dangerously again. He's going to take on the defender. Gets around him. Can he get the ball in? He can. There it is for Silva. Silva with a chance. He hacks at it. Cleared away by Australia. Desperately. Garcia's going to line it up on the left foot. Pushed away by Grella. Garcia goes again on the edge of the box and turns and twinkles. Can he get the shot in? No, he can't. Still pressured. It's still low with Uruguay. High ball in. Schwarzer plucks it out of the air. And Australia resists that dangerous wave of Uruguayan attack.
This is where they really have to be careful, the Australians, right now. They've had the most of the game, but you just cannot afford to give up a goal right here.
Now Emerton square, it goes right across the line from right to left. The Australians working it inside their own half. Tony Vidmar and Lucas Neal. No, it doesn't go to him. It goes back to Schwarzer, and they're just getting themselves in a little bit of a knot. The chase comes in from Morales, forced the quick release. He was the ball through. Kuhl, half a chance here. Pass back, and that's kicked out. Oh, and another ungainly kick out from the goalkeeper Carini, and now Uruguay have the ball fortuitously there on that occasion. Diogo for Uruguay on the halfway line. Room to burn in front. Where's the runner for him? Far post is Dario Silva. He checks inside Diogo. Will he chance the shot? Tries the 1-2. It comes back to him finally. Chipperfield releases Cooley to Grella and upfield to Kuhl. Kuhl sends the pass back to Chipperfield. Finds his man. Hurried little pass, but it falls free to them. And now space on the right side as the ball is released wide out to Emerton. Tracking forward. He's about 30 metres out. A long square ball. Then a pick out Kuhl. Kuhl traps the ball. The pressure comes. Ricochets corner. Well, corner, well, out of something came nothing with a good wave of attack down the right side for the Australians. Corner kick, left side on this bright sunny day, and well, what a match we're seeing. It's somewhat measured, you could say, but when they burst into life, whew.
Both teams have had chances. I really like the look of Harry Kuhl now. He's finally come over to the left after almost half an hour, and that is his natural place.
Now Viduka, Vidmar, Popovic, they're all there looking for the Emerton cross. It goes far post and punched away again by Carini. Kuhl tracks across to trap the ball now, and he's pushed over by Silva. Yes, free kick Australia. Silva in his back there, muscling away like someone in a queue, hurrying to get a ticket. And we're going to see the free kick from Australia. No score on the board, and we've had just over 30 minutes of play at the Centenario Stadium. First leg of this qualifying series for a World Cup position. Let's look in the area. They're all there. We've got Popovic there, so too Viduka, and at the near post is Kuhl and Thompson. And the ball goes in near post, headed away by Zalasheta. And Dario Silva beats the man coming forward, Emerton. Still with Dario Silva. Checks, and he's hacked down now. And the referee, I think, is going to pull the card out here. And that is a card for Scott Chipperfield. It's a card for Scott Chipperfield, but I don't think that's going to be costly for the Australians. And we're going to watch that yellow card situation. It was one of those sort of 50-50 balls. You had to commit to it. It brought the player down. Free kick Uruguay. And they send it across the centre now to Perez. And then to Carlos Diogo. And Diogo, little pass forward now. Picks up Zalasheta. Zalasheta loses control. And good pressure from Scott Chipperfield.
I think you find that Scott Chipperfield there, he came from behind, and I think the referee felt when you make a tackle like that from behind, it's going to be a yellow card.
Well, now Viduka again with the nod on. Archie Thompson doesn't pick up the ball through, and Garcia tracking back, saves the Uruguayans. Nice ball forward down the edge, intercepted by Chipperfield again, only as far as Pablo Garcia. A good release on the left though, and he finds Rodriguez in space, lurking forward now, and Emerton's in front of him. He sends the ball inside to Silva, back over the halfway line, and Montero with the ball now as they measure this build-up, the Uruguayans. Still no score at the Centenario Stadium. Forward now for Uruguay. Uruguay. And Rodriguez, good skills, a little twist and turn, tracks forward and sends the ball on the inside to Silva. A nice square ball to Diogo. They hang off him. Diogo punches it through. Big chance here. And here is Zalacheta, lays it back. Oh, a poor lay back there, but it's still for Uruguay. The shot is going to come in. Rodriguez has an hour to set the shot up on the edge of the area, and still it comes back in. Very lackadaisical work from the Australians, but somehow they survive. Uruguay couldn't make them pay. Zalacheta had a perfect chance to lay the ball back to someone to score the goal. Australia breaking up towards halfway, and now a nice square ball on the outside of the right peg. Well, it was nice, but then it went over the touchline, so a little bit too much weight from Viduka. The idea was right. It was looking for Chipperfield. Diogo now 40 metres out. Zalacheta, the Black Panther. And the ball nodded forward now. Perez, and hooked away by Popovic. And all of a sudden the Australians looking a little bit nervous defensively as Uruguay pour forward in numbers. Rakoba there on the edge of the 6-yard box. The throw in is going to be another one to Uruguay. Diogo. The run's coming from Rakoba. He saw it a bit late, but still with Rakoba. And robbed. No, Rakoba has it back to Diogo. Punches the early ball in. Oh, near post, there was no one there. It was tucked away. Didn't go for a corner. And Australia somehow clear it by Chipperfield down the left side. Again, a casual period here. The Australians might be vulnerable. They'll just have to step up the accelerator on the defensive work. And Morales trying to push his hefty, tall frame through the defence, concedes a goal kick, and that's a breath of relief.
Absolutely. The Australians must guard against Diogo. He is having his way down the right flank. Chipperfield's playing a great game, but I think Archie Thompson needs to come back on him. He's just got too much free space back there.
No score at the Centenario Stadium in Montevideo as Schwarzer pumps the ball high over the halfway line. It's nodded on by Viduka, and Viduka ball low with Uruguay as it can't find Thompson. Upfield was Kuehl, and also tracking forward was Grella. Here's Dario Silva with the ball for Uruguay. A couple of metres inside his own half near the left touchline. Weaves between two. Sends the ball back to Garcia. And a 10-metre pass back to his captain, Montero. And then on to Diego Lopez at the back. And forward now it goes to Diego Perez. And again forward to Zalacheta. Backing into the defence. Tries to set up the run. It comes now from Perez. Perez lets the ball go out in front. He bumps into... Oh, that should be a free kick as it play on. It's a free kick the other way. That's unbelievable. It was a free kick certainly to Australia, with Chipperfield bumped out of the way by the charging player. That is a ludicrous decision from Klaus Bo Larsen from Denmark. And now Uruguay, he presents them with an opportunity. And it's going to be Alvaro Rakoba from the dead ball situation. He's got an acute angle. He's about 12 metres out from the goal line and a couple of metres to the right edge of the box. A couple of metres to the Dario Silva's in there, so too Montero, and Rakoba tries it, and it's there! It's in the back of the net! No! It's in the back of the net, yes! They've scored! Uruguay have scored a goal! Rodriguez, I think it was at the far post. Montero, Rodriguez. We'll wait for the confirmation in a clump of players. Whether the Australians have conceded a goal.
There were three Uruguayan players drifting into the back, and it was a terribly unfortunate decision by the referee to give that free kick to Uruguay, and Rakoba's free kick was just pinpoint, and Uruguay have got the goal against the run of play, and now Australia really needs to respond, because this is going to be the hardest 10 minutes that this team has played.
Well, it was a far post, it was a wicked free kick. Kuehl goes down, and now he gives one to Kuehl, and that was a bit friendly, I thought, too, as Uruguay take the lead. 1-0. And we've got about 8-9 minutes to go before half time. Australia can respond. Along here, the ball comes in. Thompson rises high from the ball in from Emerton. And Dario Rodriguez, the scorer, yes, as we suspected, at the far post. Rodriguez scything in. And now here's Australia. Emerton attacking to the byline and loses out. And now Uruguay. The ball goes forward and Australia pull the ball down. It's with Kuehl on the right side. Kuehl on the touchline, releases it in, and the interception comes from Diego Perez. And now the Uruguayan song goes up. Well, they've been quiet all day. Oh, how Australia would have loved to have put them on the back foot. They're dancing, they're singing, the Celeste shirts. Up 1-0 Uruguay. It's not cataclysmic for Australia yet, but in light of what they've done in the first half, it was most uncharacteristic. But again, that free kick, I'm sure on reflection, that was just a scandal. It was a scandalous free kick. Now the ball forward, Uruguay again. Zalacheta making the run, and he pushes a player in the back. And it's going to be a free kick now. Well, there might be a little bit of a payback as Vidmar going down, the thrust in the back, and another free kick goes for the Australian side. Well, they had numbers at the front. It was a wicked free kick, though. The left foot curling in. It looked for a moment as though it was going to go in on its own. And Dario Rodriguez just poking in on the far post, scoring the goal.
Recoba is exactly that sort of player. He doesn't show up for 80 minutes, and he plays about 10, but those 10 are golden.
Now the ball downfield. And Kuehl nods it on to Archie Thompson. Archie Thompson not quite getting the space he was earlier on. Emerton, though, having a good game. Tucks in, looks the far post, and Chipperfield was up there, but he couldn't find him and nodded away by the Uruguayans out over the touchline. The Australians now with a chance to hit straight back. They have it on the right side with Kuehl. Ball at the feet. Sends it backfield about 10-15 metres to Vidmar. Hooks it in on the left foot. And the far post at Chipperfield. He couldn't get the left foot on the ball. Oh, a real chance for Scott Chipperfield. Surging forward. He was in air. 3-4 metres out from goal. On an angle, sure. But he couldn't get that foot outstretched as it was in all his desperation to the ball.
Yeah, great play by Tony Vidmar there to spot Chipperfield making a run, and really right now the worst result Australia could expect for how much of the play they've had to be down is this is football, isn't it?
This is football. Here's Vince Grella on halfway, holds the ball up. Thompson almost runs offside. Kuehl now, pressure comes out, and a good tackle it was from Perez. And now the ball with Australia still, Kulina under a bit of pressure and forces to go back to the rescue mission in the shape of Popovic, then to Neal, back again to Kulina. So they've knitted their way out of that puzzle pretty well, the Australians. Popovic again, square now it goes to Grella. Grella on halfway, going forward stylishly to Kuehl. Kuehl nicely off the left foot, and Chipperfield is with him. Oh, poor pass from Kuehl into the area. Chipperfield shouldn't have been ignored, and now they're going to have to do some covering up in that hole that Chipperfield's left, and pushed off the ball. Grella pushes off Silva, and he appeals for the free kick, and the referee says no, I'm not going to give this man a yellow card because I think he's won under the pressure here. Vince Grella, as now we see a free kick to the Uruguayans. Quickly taken forward. It goes from Recoba. Picks up Silva. Silva tries to get inside. He does. Gets inside Popovic. And on the far post. Oh, handed away by Schwarzer somehow. He got the big meaty glove on the ball and sent it out of the touch at the far post. Another chance for Uruguay. And all of a sudden, the Australians just looking a little bit quizzical in the defensive zone. 1-0 Uruguay over Australia, approaching half-time, and they'll need to get to half-time quickly to get a spray from Gus Hiddink, and he'll tell them to hold their shape, not to panic. They were doing okay, not to get their heads down because they're in this much up to their eyeballs, and an away goal is what they need. Schwarzer high forward now with the breeze. Up now goes the head of the goal scorer, Dario Rodriguez, and he comes down, and the ball now at the feet of Emerton. Emerton, beautiful tackle from Rodriguez. Robs the ball off him as he's looking to go past him, and then some silky skills, a twist and a turn, standing over the ball, reeling it back, and the free kick goes the other way. Well, the payback continues. That was a free kick for Rodriguez. He was dancing on the ball, beautiful back heel, and tried to surge away, and it seemed to be an obstruction from Australia, but the free kick going Australia's way. This to me is payback for the atrocity at the other end when Chipperfield was scandalously penalised, resulting in the goal.
This is in a position that's a little bit not as great as Recoba's position was, but certainly Australia with Popovic and Vidmar up there and Viduka, they have some firepower.
Well, now the ball in, heads thigh, oh, it ricochets off the head, skates off the head of Paulo Montero, and a throw into Australia, a metre in from the byline, left side of the Columbus end of this Centenario Stadium, the city end, the Montevideo city end. It goes, Chipperfield tries to chip it over the top back to Thompson. Thompson waits for the free kick, puts his arm in the air, referee says, what are you doing? Play on. Australia have numbers back, and only Morales is forward, and the Australians toying with it at the feet on the edge of the field. Now it's Chipperfield. One touch on the inside to Thompson is good. Thompson pressured, loses control when pressed from behind by Diego Perez. Ball out of play. Throw in though Australia. Chipperfield, can they pull one back before half time? Keel waits far post. Viduka's in there with Thompson dancing on the edge of the area. 5 though blue shirts in there as well. Here's Viduka. Can't beat the surging Garcia. And a good stop there. Beautiful from Kalina. Viduka releases it into the area. Ball down. Oh, it's almost a penalty. That's almost a penalty. Oh, he seemed to be chopped down in the area, Archie Thompson. The crowd, of course, they've gone silent, and that's an indication that it would have been a 50-50 chance. Rakova, meanwhile, breezes over halfway, releases a good ball to Zanaseta. Danger, he's inside the box. Morales in the centre, so too Silva. Can he square the ball? A couple of metres out from the goal line. Back it goes. No, he can't find Garcia, and intercepting is Kuehl, and pressure from Edmonton. Long ball forward, but they get out of trouble. Well, that looked dangerous for a moment. Pouring down the left side. The cross, though, didn't find the man. As now we see Perez back with it for the Uruguayans. Releases it quickly and surely away to Diego Lopez. Upfield now to Diogo. Good tackling from Kalina. Good work. Grella in a mile of space in the middle of the park. Releases to Kuehl. Bit of an opportunity for Australia. Not too many forward. Kuehl has to go on his own. Tracks forward. A measured run. Dances over the ball. Hacked down by Garcia. Free kick. Free kick. Oh, he beat him all ends up, and I think that was another one, but it is another free kick going the Australians' way in a 50-50 case. Well, he was just sort of sauntering at Pablo Garcia. The two were long-haired men, both with, Kuehl with his in a pigtail, if you like, and Garcia with a strapped forehead, like a Zapata. And now 27 metres out from goal, we're going to see Australia. Can they pull one back close to half-time? They're all there in a clump right on the edge of the box, just inside. Edmonton now fires it in, looking for a head, and it's that man again. It only goes as far as Kalina. Lines one up over the top. Over the top from Jason Kalina. And the young man playing in his 10th international for Australia has had a pretty good half of football so far.
That wasn't a bad effort from Kalina. It wasn't on target, but it's been a while since the Australians have had a kick on goal. So keep Carini on his toes.
Well, now the ball goes high, long and downfield, and it's headed by Viduka into open space. No one there. Rodriguez skates towards the ball. Pressure from Duka. A good early ball again. Finds Zalasheta. Brilliantly taken down on the chest. Facing away from goal. Turns around. Forward to Rakobo. Schwartz is in there. A short take. Rakobo was just a few centimetres away from having it on his foot and having a shot. Australia with a quick release from out the back. And again, Chipperfield on the left peg. Sends Thompson down the left side, but all over him. Grabs the free kick too for leaning all over him from Diego Lopez. And so another advantage, a 25-year-old who made his debut in 2001, 21 matches to his credit. Lopez kick gives away the free kick, and Australia will have had a couple of chances as we move in on half-time. Now Kuehl, the run comes. Kuehl fires the ball in, no one there, across the edge of the 6-yard box, and Paulo Montero says, thank you very much, I'll just take it away, down the left side, and the ball goes ahead now to Rodriguez, and that is half-time at the Centenario Stadium. And let's look at the body language of the Australians as they come from the field. Viduka's got his head up. Kuehl reflective. He's going to be the first one over the touchline. Chipperfield, he's had a pretty good half of football. Lucas Neal breaks into a jog. And the Australians, well, they can be proud of their work in that first half. They can be proud of their work.
Yeah, we see Hus Hiddink is not happy at all with the referee, and he's demonstrating with him right now and letting him know that he was not happy about that free kick. Mark Schwartz has just gone to the referee also and voiced his displeasure, one would imagine, over the free kick. It was a very contentious call, and it cost Australia the goal that puts them down at half time.
Keep up to date with ABC Radio.
Local stories.
Local news.
Local programs.
On your radio, on your mobile and online 24/7.
Get all the latest with ABC Radio. Anywhere, anytime. ABC Sport Digital Radio.
Start of the second half. It's underway. 45 minutes of action before us. And we're going to see, hopefully some goals. 1-0 to Uruguay, courtesy of that 36th minute header from the free kick, which shouldn't have been given. Forward now go Uruguay, chested down and came off the chest of Mark Viduka. Couldn't control it and into touch. The Uruguayans to throw in. Running from right to left. The Amsterdam, the ends of the stadium named after the Olympic Games triumphs. Amsterdam and the Colombe Stadium in France, where they won the 2 Olympic Games, and either side, the Americas and International, or Olympica, I should say, as we watch now Australia with the ball. Kuehl now on the halfway line, or just inside his own half, pokes the ball off to Kuelina, back to Kuehl again, and off the left foot he is forced to send it sprawling backfield now, and Lucas Neal passes to no one. Very optimistic, the chase for Mark Viduka. He'd have to be far lap to get the ball, or should I say, in the new life, Maccabi Diva. As we watch now Australia, the ball comes through. Kuehl couldn't control it. He had a chance as Garcia tracked back and robbed him in the end. Audacious back flick from Rakoba doesn't come off. Australia now with the ball through Emerton. He tracks forward 27 metres out, looking for the shot. Emerton ricochets are still there for Australia. It comes free to Thompson. Thompson far post, and that's to no one too far. It's still there with Chipperfield though. Chipperfield takes it to the byline too far. No ball back in. Hook towards goal, just wide. Oh, just wide from Mark Viduka.
Fantastic start from the Australians there. Great work on the right. A little bit, Thompson's ball was just a little bit too hard, but Chipperfield ran onto it. Beautiful ball back, and Viduka with the left foot there, almost making the game level.
Oh, well, that was outstanding work from the Australians going forward. And you can tell when Australia is on the attack and looking venomous. The crowd, 70,000 or how many are in here today. The capacity varies with how many the police let in. 55, 60, 70. The official capacity is 76,600, but I think they've toned it down a little bit. Now the Uruguayans and the Australians battling for the ball. It falls free. Popovic with the left foot. And he hasn't played much all year, Popovic, but he's having a pretty good game, although that wasn't his best clearance out over the touchline on halfway. So a Uruguayan throw-in. They lead 1-0 as we view the match, looking over towards the tall tower, which is standing over the museum here. Is on the far side. Australia break free over halfway. Ball forward. Kuehl releases Emerton now, looking dangerous on the right. Might try a long shot. He does. Oh, it ricochets out over the goal line off Garcia and Emerton. All of a sudden, Brett Emerton is finding some space on this right side, and the Uruguayans will have to stitch that up. And now we see a corner kick to the Australians with Emerton to take it. Kuehl and also Thompson in there. So too Viduka. And they're all in there at the far post.
It's a great sign for the Australians that Emerton's getting involved.
And it goes in, the heads go up, away by Uruguay. Knocked back to Kuelina, onto Emerton, on the touchline. Checks it back in field and sends it to Vidmar, no control. And Rakoba falls free. Long ball forward, Lucas Neal. Cooley takes it down off the right foot and sends a 3-metre pass to Grella. Spreads it wide on the left, and that's nice play from the Australians to Chipperfield. Back to Grella, Chipperfield again, and just tooling around with it nicely, the Australians. Back inside their own half, Popovic gaining control, trying to pull a few Uruguayan players forward. Loose pass forward though goes to Perez, and all of a sudden they break for Popovic, forced to skate forward. He's done in pace by Perez. Can the cross come in? One player in the centre. It's Morales, knotted down though by Australia. A cheeky little one back to Schwarzer, and the Australians, they do survive.
It's nice to see Lucas Neal has calmed down. That was a nice little play from him to chest that down to Schwarzer.
Yes, it was cool play, and maybe maybe that's what Gus Hiddink, the experienced Gus Hiddink, who's taken the Dutch and the South Koreans to World Cup finals. That's maybe what he said to the Australians as Kuhl chips it forward to Viduka, backing into the defence, just shoulders one away, sends it out to Emerton again, right foot, then left foot now, tracking across field, looks for the shot, no, he looked for the pass forward, and almost a bad effort from Diogo, trying to clear, he fumbled the ball back, and fortuitously it went to the keeper as little Archie Thompson had made a run, and Viduka was lurking as well. Now Uruguay push forward down the right side through Silva and Perez, looking dangerous here. The cross comes in, far post, and Schwarzer leaps high to take it safely and coolly, and really no trouble at all. Australia break down the right again, and Emerton here, it's like he's got a free ride on the tollway at the moment. He's got so much space and he's doing it so quickly. A breezy pass infield to Kaluna, tracks forward Kalina, still going, no one ahead though, and he turns around and says, I'll take it back to Grella, and another nice square ball out to the right. They're looking good here. Here's Kuhl, dances forward, beats one, pulled down, bought it a little bit, Harry Kuhl, but it was he didn't give it, so that was probably a good decision, because I think he was looking for that, Harry Kuhl. And now the Uruguayans pour forward. Dario Silva, Zalacheta's on the inside, Morales, the big header, Morales, no, over the top of that big head, fortuitously for the Australians, and a goal kick to Uruguay. So the game certainly looking more poised, particularly from the Australians' point of view, Robert.
Absolutely, and Tony Popovic right now, as much of a great warrior as he's been for Australia, I'm somewhat concerned about his speed back there on the left, because Dario Silva is just running by him, as is Diogo. So somebody's going to have to come across.
Well, nodded forward, and here's a chance for Rakoba. Free, onside, Rakoba shoots, misses off the left foot. He sprayed it wide, and it's going to be a goal kick. Well, he was on the acute angle, but the Australians giving up a little chance there, just a half chance, and Rakoba almost burnt them down that left side.
Looks like Marco Bresciano getting ready to come on.
Well, there we go.
We'll see who's coming off.
Well, Marco Bresciano to come on, and will it be Archie Thompson? Kulina's in too good a touch to go. Well, that's a free kick. There was a big push in the back on Viduka, who's climbed high as though he's on 4 step ladders today. Viduka is getting so much ball on the head, but so far they haven't been able to run off him successfully, Mark Viduka. 1-0 to Uruguay, who've joined us in the early hours of Sunday morning. Good morning, right from the west over in Perth. They might just be getting up there, to over in the east, up in Brisbane, up in Darwin. Good to have your company. Peter Wilkins and Robert Lucetich from the Australian newspaper here with a broadcast of this match. It's a World Cup qualifier, first leg from the Montevideo, the Centenario Stadium. 1-0 Uruguay lead, courtesy of a 36-minute header, but now Australia have the ball. The free kick finally taken. The substitution is made. Thompson comes off. Here's Kuhl battling for the ball. Desperately wants to come free, and no, it doesn't. It goes free to Rakoba instead, off the left foot, and he pokes it in the midfield. He finds Silva. Good chest down, but they chase back in numbers, and beautiful work. Oh no, the back pass. Well, it was beautiful work, and the back pass in no way was going to be caught by Dario Silva, but Chipperfield had to surge back to make the decisive interception, and now a player's down, and the referee having a close look. Vince Grella has been taken down and was looking for the passage of the ball and didn't see what actually occurred to Grella, but I think in the toing and froing he was taken down. The Australians appealing for the free kick, so we'll have to wait and see. The stretcher comes on, and the Harry Kuhl remonstrating with the referee, saying, and Mark Viduka now, no, it's Lucas Neal now saying to the Danish referee, Klaus Bo Larsen, excuse me, sir, did you see what happened?
Yeah, he was clearly hit. He went down holding his head. There was a pack of players there. I didn't see who was behind it, but he's holding his jaw now, and I think it's not coincidental that Vince Grella is the man to get the elbow, because of course they know the value of Vince Grella at the back there. Archie Thompson coming off and Marco Bresciano coming on. This is a somewhat of a gamble by Gus Hiddink, but probably one he feels he needs to make and add a little bit more creativity to the Australian attack.
Well, now throw-in it is, and it's going to be Diogo on the right. Diogo to take the throw-in, and to Zaracheta. A square ball to Rakoba. Rakoba tracks it on the left foot, turns it back the other way, pokes the ball out to the right and finds Diego again in space. A bit of trouble here for the Australians. Cross goes in, dangerous one at the far post. Morales heads over! He heads over, and it's going to be a corner. Well, the man who burnt Australia last time was at the far post, and he's well over 6 foot tall, 193 centimetres, and he almost managed to really put the spear into Australia's hopes with a goal at the far post. Rakoba, though, with his vicious left foot, and plenty of numbers there. And Rakoba goes far post, the header, a free header, no, it's cleared away by Australia. And now it's to Kuehl. Kuehl on the ball, about 30 out from his own line, forward to Bresciano. Nice touch onto Emerton, can't control it. A good chase back from Perez to rob him. And all of a sudden the Australians, well, just trying to gain control of the match again. A dangerous opportunity. They've survived. They're down injured way back near the Australian goal is Diego Lopez, and the referee halts play. So we're going to have a significant add-on time at the end of this half of football to compensate for the injury time.
And Paolo Montero, who spent so many years in Italy, went over to Marco Bresciano, and it's etiquette to put the ball out when one of the opposing team falls down or is injured, and he wasn't happy with Bresciano continuing play there, and Montero was actually the one to put the ball out.
Bresciano with a clap of the hands, and he's in the centre circle, the throw in, and it's thrown back in polite fashion and gentlemanly fashion by Harry Kuehl to Paolo Montero. So a nice little bit of sportsmanship at the Centenario Stadium, and you'll excuse us if we're willing an Australian goal in the second half, but an away goal, oh so important. And even if they go 2 down, it can't be thrown away, as Australia well know, courtesy of Iran, 1997. Australia with the ball, 5 metres or so inside their own half, and now it is with Colina. He's got some nice touches and he wheels away from Garcia. Emerton, not so skillful, but still pumps the ball into the the Uruguayan feet, and now it breaks free for Kuehl, sends it wide onto the left, and Chipperfield now dangerous again, checks inside, looks at the goal, tries to poke it forward, looking for Bresciano with a shot. Oh, it's a beauty, but it's over the right crossbar. Oh, what a shot it was. Just turn, hit the ball cleanly, and I tell you what, it was never really going in, but it looked fantastic in the air.
Immediately we've seen the impact of Marco Bresciano right there. He's got a world-class ability to score from set pieces. He's just magical like that, and I think he's going to really trouble Carini back there.
Well, the ball in the middle of the park, centre circle now. The Uruguayans in there. Well, there's no sense that they're sitting on their lead. They've had a good opportunity in the second half, but that was Australia's best as now Uruguay move forward. Oh, a bit of indecision back there in defence, and now Australia come free. And again, Bresciano challenged from behind. Diogo there, not giving him any peace. Ball out of play. Australian throw in, 25 metres from the halfway line on the left side, the far side to our commentary position. The shadows from the grandstand just starting to lengthen a little bit on the Americas grandstand side of this Centenario Stadium. Uruguay with the ball. The Celeste go forward to Morales. Popovic stands tall and really harasses the big man. Gets the ball out of play. Gives up the throw in. But Australia, plenty of numbers back. Vidmar's back there, centre of the area, trying to marshal the troops. Zalacheta, he's there as well. Rakoba, all the big guns are in the area for Uruguay. Throw-in comes in, looking for Morales, headed away comfortably and hooked away by Bresciano. Downfield it goes. Kuehl hoping for the bounce. Hook forward. Oh, and a chance here for Rakoba down the left, but a desperate bit of work from the veteran Tony Vidmar to poke the ball out of play. Rakoba now with the throw-in, 10 metres out from the goal line, left side, as they attack the city end.
Somewhat shaping like it did in the first half, Peter, isn't it? Where Australia's had the play, and then suddenly the Uruguayans are up this end now. So time to defend for Australia.
Now it's Rodriguez, the goal scorer, with the throw-in. Morales There here's Silva and Rodriguez across the face of goal. Far post, Zaliceta. Oh, he had the right foot swinging there like a machete, but he couldn't get the ball onto the foot and score the goal. He was in space on the edge of the 6-yard box. Oh, you saw it in the back of the net for a moment, but he missed it. That's still with Uruguay on the right side of the park, and player brought down, battle for possession, breaks free from Diogo. Can he get the cross in? Dangerously across, Silva over his head, and Rakoba's going to pinch it. Nice control from Rakoba. Emerton takes him on. Well, I think that's fair. That's a 50-50 challenge on the ball. And what's going on?
Once again, it's a very poor decision, and this is in Rakoba's range.
Oh, it is too. And, well, the eyes peeled here for Rakoba. He'll be looking for the men. Zaliceta, they're all up there. So too Morales and Montero. And the ball in, looking for a head. It comes free, goes over. Oh, it ricochets, the numbers were there. Dario Silva and Diogo. And somehow the ball went over and wide, in any case, to the left post. And thankfully, picking up the ball is Mark Schwarzer. Oh dear.
We can see already that Uruguay really is just going to play this game down the flanks. They never do anything with the ball in the middle. They're playing it down the flanks, and they're trying to expose us wide.
Well, the kick out now from Mark Schwarzer, over halfway, 1-0 Uruguay lead. Australia on the attack. Cool work from Viduka, just gently easing it to Chipperfield, who streams forward down the left side. Diogo, good enough at the moment. They get in a bit of a tangle. Diogo comes free, and good work from Diogo. We'll give that to him. That was fine play. Chipperfield raging down that side. Battle for possession on that right side too. Bresciano tackling back. Free now to Garcia. Two Australian players zone in on him. Beautiful ball forward to Rakoba. Big chance for Rakoba. Tips it forward. Is he brought down? Is he brought down? Is he brought down? No. He says he dived. Out was Schwarzer. Oh, there's a one-on-one. And I thought he tried to overplay that. And he's holding up his shorts and pointing to a spot on his thigh as if to say, look. He said, look, the snake bit me on the thigh.
And there's Hus heading up out of his seat saying, that's a dive, referee, that's a dive.
And the crowd, Rakoba, he can't believe it. One-on-one, he tried to overplay it, and Mark Schwarzer came out with a 50-50 ball. Danger again down the left side. Zaliceta tries to turn inside Neil, and it's play on again as Neil robs the man with the ball, and the Australians come free. Surely they've got to gain some confidence from that on a loose ball forward, and it's Rodriguez taking the ball away, and it comes now to Diogo, who's up, and he's a fitness machine, this Diogo. He's a young man, he's on fire today. Dario Silva with the red boots comes back over halfway in front of the tall tower at the Centenario Stadium. They move down the right side through Garcia. Takes a while to get on the chest, pulls it down now. Can he get the cross in? No, ball out of play. It went all the way over the line. The touch judge there, either Bill Rein Hansen or Andres Norrestrand, the Denmark trio are here today, and he rules it out of play.
And here's a big danger for the Australians. The speedy winger Fabian Stoyanov is coming on, and he is going to operate wide on the right, and a very, very, very dangerous guy. Plays in Spain, and Australia will have to be careful.
Well, that's just replaying that chip forward for you. It was Rakoba. Ball forward. He was there first in a one-on-one situation. It looked like just a simple case of chip it over the keeper. I thought he tried to overplay it, and Mark Schwarzer was well within his rights to go for the ball, and then he took a dive, appealed for the penalty. The referee stayed cool. He said no. Is that going to impact on the whole scenario at the Centenario? We'll see shortly as we watch now. The substitution is about to be made. Another one. And Guillermo Rodriguez coming on, and the injury to Diego Lopez sends him from the field. He limps off too, so potentially out of the next leg, although that might be a bit premature. Australia now. Viduka charges over halfway, stands on the ball. Beautiful chip forward from Bresciano to Kuehl. Nods it down. Back to Bresciano again. Kuehl battling for the ball. It comes free. He looked to be brought down then. Referee says play on. Viduka pokes it out to Emerton. Emerton 27 metres out from goal. Beats one. Can he get the shot in? Still going. He's being grabbed. Takes it to the byline. Oh, he's pulled over. He was pulled over Recoba. He was all over him like a snake charmer then, Dario Silva, and he went down. That was brilliant play from Emerton. Brilliant play down the right, almost to the byline.
It was either a penalty or a goal kick. How could this be a corner?
Oh, that's unbelievable. Well, the corner kick to be taken there in the centre, the Australians. Viduka's there, so too Bresciano, and the ball comes in. Viduka up, no, it's cleared away by the Uruguayans. Recoba, well, he jumps in the air. A cross comes in from Australia. Will it fall free? The shot comes in and wide though by Vince Grella. Oh, he had a dip and it sailed about a metre wide of the left-hand post and the crossbar. The corner of same, and the goal kick. Well, the game has warmed up in intensity, and listen to the crowd. Yes, that's right, because Australia are suddenly starting to look the goods here. Best passage of the game so far, and it's all coming from Emerton and Bresciano, and Viduka's having his say as well, and also Kuhl. Vidmar now with a kick forward. Recoba, that left foot flicked off the outside of the left boot. He sends it forward, not to a teammate though. Grella cleans up. Here's Bresciano, the two teammates. Forward, oh, offside, oh dear, it was tight, and Viduka was away. He was away down the left, about 10 in from touch, and about 35 out from goal, but the flag was up from the Danish assistant referee.
This is the brightest passage from the Australians so far. Bresciano's added an enormous dimension up there. He's got some fresh legs, which is helping.
And the Australians now forced to do a bit of search for the footballers. Guillermo Rodriguez, the replacement, sends a high ball forward, looking for Morales. Knock on to Recoba. Will it beat the man? And just a little sort of check in front of Recoba, entirely legitimate from the big shape of the Australian defender in Tony Vidmar. And the Australians have the goal kick. Well, we've had 20 minutes of play, and it's been a quite exciting 20 minutes in the second half. Big chance with a Morales header for the Uruguayans, and also a good chance or two for Australia as forward the ball goes. Montero forced to take it out of the path of Harry Kuhl, and now it's a free kick 30 metres out for a challenge on Mark Viduka from Dario Rodriguez. So another good position for Australia, and will this be Bresciano's ask perhaps? About 35 metres out, directly in front. Is it too far to put one of those strikes on the ball, or are they going to try a set piece where they perhaps watch the Argentinian game where Argentina almost skated in behind with a release to the right side of the wall? They go to the right side, in fact, and now it's Jason Kalina. He's in shade and in the centre of the field. Play forward by Grella. Here's Emerton chasing. Will it beat him? He almost managed to keep it in play, but it's going to be a goal kick headed down out of the chase back by Guillermo Rodriguez. And so a goal kick goes to Uruguay, 1-0. And I'll tell you what, if it stays this way, it's not a disastrous result, because Australia will have oodles of confidence going back to Sydney for the return leg. But it's too early for that, of course, far too early to talk about that, to contemplate that. Plenty of time left in this game, and plenty of opportunities for Australia to get one on the board, an away goal. The goal kick out from Carini, downfield. The knock on. Oh, Dario Silva almost got the touch out from Lucas Neal. Grella forced to tidy up. Bresciano's out wide. Diego surges in, and they move forward down the right. Bit of a chance here for Uruguay. Ball in the far. No, it doesn't go to the far post. It's a corner. A good interception in the end. It was from Lucas Neal.
And there is Fabian Esteyanov again, as I was saying earlier. He's been coming into their games with 20 minutes to go and just causing havoc down the right side.
Well, that was in fact Vince Grella who saved the day. Now another corner here, potentially dangerous situation for Uruguay. There it goes, near post. Oh, it's there, but it's knotted out. Another corner, and more desperation from the Australians. Chipperfield was there to take it out of the clutches of Fabian Esteyanov. And another corner kick from Recoba. Oh, it's a wicked wand, that left foot.
And only Maradona in recent years has had a better left foot than this guy.
Here's Recoba now, in near post again, knotted away by Kuhl this time. Well done, out to the left edge, and coming forward is Perez. Releases to Recoba, dancing, chance for Recoba. Will he get the shot in? He does, fires it over from 23 metres out, off the left peg. Oh, he's a venomous character. Alvaro Recoba, princely skills, beautiful on the football, sometimes criticised for having some indifferent form week to week, but I tell you what, when he's on, he's on. He is one of the glamour players in world football. He still is. Now the kick out from Mark Schwarzer over the halfway line. The nod on from Viduka. That really hasn't reaped any great dividends today, even though he's been up in the air all the time. They just clean it up as Diogo pulls down that right side. Estornado sends the ball away, and Diogo, early ball into the area, and it's kicked out from the hands of the goalkeeper Schwarzer by Tony Vidmar. He called for it. Vidmar wasn't going to take the chance, and just a slight bit of insecurity at the back from the Australians.
Absolutely there. He had to clear that one. You don't know. He didn't hear from Schwarzer, and he had to get rid of that ball.
Well, the corner kick is going to be taken. They don't look quite sure. Corner or throw-in? I think they're trying to buy a corner, but surely it's a throw-in.
A bit more expensive a corner than a throw-in.
Absolutely. Now, a little chip over the top or a bicycle kick tried by Perez. Unsuccessful, and a goal kick for the Australians. 1-0. Uruguay over Australia, 24 minutes gone in the second half at the Centenario Stadium. It's a magnificent evening in Montevideo right now.
And here we are, we're hearing the whistles right now, and this is what happens to Uruguay when they play at home and the fans don't like the way they're playing or the way the game's going. The whistles start, and this is actually a good sign for Australia.
Well, the Australians calling for the throw-in and win it too. Arms in the air, they said it's ours, and Brett Emerton. That's a throw-in, not a free kick, Brett. Well, the Australians now forward is Bresciano. Viduka's up there as well. Kuehl trying to muscle his way forward. Gets the better of Guillermo. And here's Kuehl now with a one-on-one with Montero. Coolly steals it out from his path, although he always had control, but he was running towards his own goal line. Ball clear is knotted down by Emerton. Can't find the right man. 50-50 battle for the ball. Play on. Kalina, ball at the feet. Bresciano with him. Kalina thinking about trying one. Releases right to Kuehl. In space. Into the box right side. Kuehl checks in. Left footer tucked in. Who's there? Oh, it goes through. Viduka didn't see it. He didn't see it. Viduka was at the sun in the eyes. It came over his head. He was on the edge of the 6-yard box, and it went and beat everybody.
Everybody missed that one. That was amazing. The sun was in their eyes. Dario Rodriguez looked like a starfish up there and missed the ball altogether. And then Viduka didn't see the ball. So that was a chance right there.
Well, the nod on and Rakoba. Do you get the feeling that's a second? Oh, no, I can't say it. But now the Uruguayans move forward. Rakoba, edge of the box, can't get the ball in, but it'll take the throw-in off the feet of Lucas Neal. Throw-in to Uruguay, about 12 metres out from the goal line on the left side. Coming forward now is Guillermo Rodriguez. There's Richard Morales in the centre, and so too Dario Silva. The ball knotted down and cleared away by Emerton. Good play. Grella surges forward, finds Viduka. Kuehl making a run, but he can't find him yet. Oh, the bad pass, and he's let in Rodriguez into the area. That's a free kick outside of the area. Free kick. He was taken down out of the play. Taken down, but it was outside. Just outside. He's lying down, Rodriguez, the first half goal scorer. Oh, and Viduka, he'll be hoping that this one isn't sent into the back of the goal, because that was the loosest moment that he's had this afternoon.
Well, Tony Vidmar had very little option there. He had a player streaking by him going into the box. He stuck his body in the way, and it's unfortunate because Mark Viduka hasn't done much wrong, but that was an awful layoff deep in his own area.
Well, now Rakoba again, and this is a potentially nightmare situation for Australia. 27 minutes to go. It's sort of the wrong time. Well, no time's a good time, but to go 2 down here would be just a horror story. And he's got a big opening here, Rakoba too. It's a 3-man wall. It's looking pretty thin. And, the near post here. Here goes Rakoba, hits it. Oh, headed down. Dario Silva flew. He flew like a bird, but could not get it on target. It was an acute. Well, he had to get the angle and the timing right. Very difficult to get that right with a ball thrown in low at such power. And so they escaped the Australians. They're still there. Where's the away goal that everybody desires in Australian football?
Well, certainly that away goal, it would be precious right now because it would make it 1-1. But even as we stand now, I don't think the Australians can be that unhappy. They certainly have had at least 50% of this game, if not more.
Ball with Schwarzer. And he's forced to pick it up. He has a look downfield, and Morales forced him to play the ball. It's high, way downfield. Kuhl's underneath it, looking for some skill. The foot comes out behind and does well. And now another ball forward. So it's the high ball scenario currently, and not terribly attractive football. Is there a chance that Australia can do something with the remaining 20 minutes or so of this game? Just under. A nice knock on there from Kuhl to Viduka. Viduka pushed in the back. He's still there with the ball. Comes free to Kuhl, and offside is Emerton. He just leaked a little bit, Emerton, into an offside position. Garcia, ever cool, knew what he was doing on the edge of the area.
We've seen so much tension and so much action, and for the first 70 minutes, I'm really starting to note that both teams have just calmed down a little bit. They're getting a little tired. And finally, here we come. The referee is finally, after Mr. Fossati continually comes out of the coach's area. It's been warned many times by the fourth official. The referee is finally, at Bus Hiddink's gesture, has gone over and told Fossati to sit down.
Now the Uruguayans take it out into the sunlight on the far side. Diogo has been penetrative. Grella, though, is going to get the ball. Is he? No. Ball player taken down, Perez, and he really had to lurch forward. He could feel the stamping feet of Diogo Perez, and he lurched at the ball, but caught the feet and the ball at the same time. Perez is down as though he was hit with an axe.
That was very dangerous. That was Vince Grella, and I think the first thing he did was turn around to see if that yellow card was coming out. He's very lucky it wasn't.
Absolutely correct, Robert. Well, now a free kick, and he just owns these free kicks. There's Alvaro Recoba, and they're all there. Morales, the big shape in the centre, trying to get free. So too Rodriguez. That's Guillermo. Dario Silva, far post. There it goes in. Oh, it's wing. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, it was taken by Schwarzer in the end. But Richard Morales, it went perhaps 2 centimetres from that bald black dome of his, and it went through on the bounce to the shape of Mark Schwarzer. And on the bounce nearly beat him. It was that venomous. A free kick. Oh, it was almost 2-0. Australia with the ball though, and they're skating forward with purpose. Here goes Bresciano. He releases the ball to Emerton. Numbers in front. Emerton, can he get a wicked cross in? He can, far post. Who's there? Oh, it's not the Australian head that was required. And now they've got 5 forward, Australia. So there's a chance that Uruguay can break free. There's a long ball out on the left is on. Recoba's in the centre circle. He pops it up into the sunlight. It's trapped now by Diogo. He's going to release it. No, he doesn't. Still going. And the trap comes in. Back it goes to Recoba on the left foot. 27 out. Stands on the ball. Turns back the other way. Audacious trip. Big chance, and the Australians still there, and it's brilliantly saved by Schwarzer. Oh dear, what a save. The ball was with Morales, the shot on goal, and Schwarzer has somehow come up with a body-checking save and kept the ball out of the net. Uruguay come forward again now. They go down the right side, looking for the cross again, and it's wide, and relief for the Australian side. Oh dear, and look, a certainty in the back of the net, but somehow Schwarzer got down.
That was a certainty. Schwarzer was going the other way. He was going to his right, and Morales went to the left, and Schwarzer's legs got in the way. Australia very fortunate there.
Oh, they've survived. Well, is it an omen? We don't know. We know the 74 Socceroos are having a breakfast in Sydney today. It's almost 32 years to the day. We watch Uruguay. I'll reflect on that in a moment as we watch the Uruguayans try with the football in the middle of the field. Recoba comes back, and Uruguay, well, they're certainly showing their potency on the break at the moment. And that right side, it's been a bit of a headache for Australia. They really haven't been able to tie up Diogo. Garcia punches it forward. Good tackle, though, from Bresciano. He cruises forward to the feet of Viduka. Tackle from behind. Referee says play on. Still at the feet of Viduka. Oh, he just backs into the player Montero as though he was a truck reversing. Ball forward, though. Garcia gets out of the way. Pokes the ball forward. Perez, long, high ball. That's loose. That's not so dangerous. And, the game, hot stuff at the moment. 13 minutes plus injury time. I'd say about 17 minutes to go, perhaps, in this match. Plenty of time for the Australians to sneak a goal, but on reflection, they can be thankful they haven't got 2 down.
And plenty of time for them to not give away another free kick anywhere near Recoba zone, because that really is the way that the Australians will get in trouble if they concede one. It's free kicks.
Now the ball, it's with the big shaper Morales right in the centre, 30 out, tucked forward immediately off the left foot by Garcia. Oh, it almost falls free in the centre. Australia desperate back. Kalina, ball at the feet, knocks it off to Grella, punches it forward to Kuhl. One touch out to Bresciano. Beautiful stuff over halfway. Hustling in the centre is Viduka. Still going is Bresciano. About 17 metres out. Tucks it into Kuhl on the turn, looking for the support. It comes back now to Grella. Grella has Kalina in support. Is the shot on? He shoots low. Oh, just wide. Just wide. A splendid move from the Australians. Best of the game. And it was a low shot at the end of it all that went centimetres wide.
And you see Horst Hennig is up on his feet there. That's the sort of football he wants Australia to play. Touching, flowing football where no Uruguayan touched the ball, and the move is just wide. Now we have John Aloisi coming on for those last 15 minutes. Mark Viduka, who's fought valiantly up front, will come off.
And Viduka, the captain, comes off. Aloisi, well, he scored 5 goals in his last 5 games for the Australians, including 4 in the Confederations Cup. He is a goal pincher. Can he do one today? Gee, your player looked offside there down the right side. The flag stayed down. Long ball, they might have fooled everyone, including us. Is it going to be in the centre? It's near post, and Morales again was lurching in like a thief, trying to steal it on the edge of the 6-yard box. It managed to skip through to Schwarzer, who immediately releases. I'm sure the Australians feel like they can get one back here and draw it up. The ball though with the Uruguayans, the Celeste shirts, the black shorts on the halfway, and again they work to their strength that right side. Stoyanov goes down there, or Perez, the ball into the centre, dangerous far post, Silva heads down, not hard enough into the path of Schwarzer, and then Silva comes in to try and get in his path. Immediately a quick release, and the Australians have a bit of room through Kalina. Immediately lets Emerton go over halfway, 40 out. Kuhl makes the run, it goes to Kuhl, numbers in front. Montero comes across, and Cooley takes the ball into touch from the feet of Harry Cooley. Shadowed him all day. It's been a good battle. Ball back now to Emerton in the centre. Far post is Aloisi. Aloisi's going to climb, leaps and takes out Carini, and one of the sponsors signed boards, and a quick release from Carini, a free kick. He said play on, Carini, let it go, and the referee comes in and says we'll have a free kick.
Yet again, Nestoyanov was the provider of the chance there for Silva. Absolutely must be closed down. He's just a very, very dangerous player on the right there.
Well, the game now at the important part. 10 minutes to go plus injury time in this match, and Uruguay leading 1-0. A match to go for a place in the World Cup as we watch Australia trapping the ball, and it's Kalina. She hasn't had a good game today. He fights off a little bit more than he can chew there, but Harry Kuhl comes in to help him sup on that meal, although he loses out in the end to Garcia, and Ryder goes again to Diogo. They come back on the inside, danger here. Grella in front, he's checked, goes back the other way, gets support from his teammate in Bresciano, and it's out on the white to Stoyanov with those white boots dazzling in that little bit of sunlight, takes it to the byline. Will he get it in? And no, he falls over and tries to do so, and Popovic is going to release it downfield. Oh, not far enough, only to Perez. He swivels, turns, ball though, trapped on the chest by Kalina. Can't beat Garcia. Ricochets favourably for Dario Silva. Silva with a red boost now. He launches a shot from long range wide.
Well, this really, in a sense, is the World Cup for Australia these last 10 minutes, because certainly they cannot afford to give up a goal right now. And while I think they'd love to get one, I think they'll gladly make sure these last 10 minutes stay as they are, get to Sydney, and remember 4 years ago it was Australia coming here with a 1-0 lead.
That's right. Maybe a good omen, but still haven't given up hope of Australia scoring today. See, that movement with Kalina at the end of it was a beauty. Here's Harry Kuhl pressing. He's coming into his own as well, Kuhl. Emerton just can't trap the ball. Quick release from Silva. Oh, dangerous. Stoyanov into the box right side. Numbers in the centre. Looks for Morales. It's Rakoba. He's forced to go away from goal, then comes back to goal. Dances into the area looking for the penalty. Rakoba, oh, right across the face of goal. No one there. Morales watched it go like a passenger seeing a train that wasn't stopping at the station. And also Dario Silva watched it go by. And on the edge of the 6-yard box, the Australians breathe again. It caught a little piece of one of the green and gold on the way through. And it's going to be a corner kick.
And I think the Australians thought Rakoba wouldn't kick with his right foot because he's so left-sided there.
Now there are numbers there, big numbers in the centre. Oh, it's a long ball, looking for the far side, headed in. Who's there? Morales. It's knocked away, desperately so. And the Australians clear again. And it was Chipperfield there, who's cool, as you like, in excess of 40 internationals for his country. Uruguay, ball on halfway. The lights are on here. Still a bright night. Ball pumped forward, edge of the box. The header's going to go to Schwarzer. In fact, it goes all the way over the goal line. Let's have a look at the clock. 38.5 minutes of play gone in the second half. The crowd starting to will their side on to full time here with a lead or maybe two. Can Australia pinch the away goal that they so desire? The goal kick to be taken.
I'm somewhat surprised that we haven't seen somebody warming up to take Tony Popovic's place. He's put in a great effort back there, but he's played one game of soccer all year, and it's very hard. It's very hard for him. He looks like he's struggling. I'm very surprised that Milovic isn't coming in.
Here's Emerton on the left foot, tries a shot. Oh, it was a good-looking drive straight to the keeper. But I tell you what, Emerton, dangerous. He was lurking. A quick release now. Stoyanov again, willing to dance down the right touchline. Grella's in front of him, turns inside, sees Grella and Bresciano, takes them on, releases it to Perez. Back now, it goes to a Stoyanov. Ball in, a wicked curving ball, but it's out. Out over the top of the crossbar, and the safety zone for the Australians. 1-0 as I was saying. The 74 Socceroos having a breakfast in Sydney, almost coinciding with the exact day back in 1973 that they qualified for 74 with a Jimmy Mackay strike in the 70th minute at the Hong Kong Stadium on November the 13th, 1973. As we watch now the Australians look to do something decisive in the latter part of this game. They're trailing 1-0. It's over 2 legs. And already we've seen today plenty of excitement as we watch now Australia. Ball trapped, Kuehl facing his own, loses out. It goes to Dario Silva, who was facing away from his own goal, or from their goal. Dario Silva checks, he's 30 out. Long cross goes in. A Stoyanov far post, chance for the shot. It's ricochets for a corner. Oh dear, they're living dangerously at the moment, the Australians. And that came off Scott Chipperfield. He got the body in the way, but it fell for a corner. And again, it'll be Hearts in the mouth for a corner kick with Rakoba with that left foot. A Stoyanov near post. Dario Silva, edge of the 6-yard box. Another 4 tall timber players. Right, clumped in the centre of the area, battling for a spot, and it goes in there, near post, oh, headed away, and beautifully headed away by Emerton, not far enough, Rakoba shot, and it's taken safely by Schwarzer. It was curling in on the breeze, and it was taken by Schwarzer. He was always comfortable underneath the ball. The 1 goal he's conceded today, he had no chance. He had no chance with it, as now it's with Guillermo Rodriguez. Back it goes to Garcia, tracking across the halfway line, a couple of metres inside his own territory. Ball forward to Popovic, and then to Bresciano. Oh, loose pass back. Popovic again gets in the way, and it goes out to Chipperfield, back into the centre now to Grella, then on to Kulina, and then out to Emerton, inside opposition territory. Aloisi makes the run. It's late coming to him, and I don't know what that was from Emerton. Not a shot, not a pass, neither. Through to Carini. Ooh.
I think Emerton cleared that last one off the line. Rakoba so audacious, he tried to shoot from the corner.
Well, the ball Rakoba beats one. Oh, big chance. Oh, go Rakoba shoots. Oh, what a save! How did Mark Schwarzer save that? Oh, Rakoba. He was dancing and weaving like the magician that he is. Ball on the left foot. He shot, and somehow Mark Schwarzer pulled out the telescopic left arm and reeled it in and tossed it over his head. He was like a card player. Corner in, far post, danger, headed down and over the goal line. Oh dear, that was so close. Rakoba was odds on. He was Maccabi Diva odds to score.
Australia can count themselves very lucky there, because Rakoba is not the sort of player that gets into the box and doesn't convert.
Oh, that was just so close, and for all the opportunities Australia have had, Uruguay have had just a couple more. as the game nears its conclusion. Still 1-0 and forward now. A little bit of room. Kalina shuffles it forward. Bresciano 1-2. Nice. Kalina 3 in front. Can he beat them? Somehow the miracle occurs and it releases away to Kuehl. Back into the centre circle to Grella. Way down the left, making the runners Chipperfield. Bad pass though, and to Garcia, and they can break again. Uruguay inside their own half. The ball now back gets pumped forward by Guillermo Rodriguez. Loose pass. Australia back in control. Kuehl in space on the right. Emerton makes the run outside him. Will he release it? Now's the time. He goes himself. Left foot Kuehl. Left foot Kuehl. Little back heel to Aloisi. On it goes to Bresciano. Oh, it doesn't break free. Oh dear, there were 3 of them then against 4, and they couldn't quite conjure up the opportunity. 3 against 5 in fact, but they did pretty well. I thought Kuehl was going to unleash the shot. It was unselfish, and now it's Stoyanov dancing again. Oh, what a tackle that was from Chipperfield, and a beautiful release to Kuehl deep inside the opposition territory, and an equally good tackle wide on the right from Rodriguez. The referee says no, it wasn't. Rodriguez seemed to take the ball in a good challenge. I don't think he's had his best game. Klaus Bo Larsen from Denmark, and fair's fair. That seemed to be a fair challenge on Harry Kuehl, even though we're about 140 metres away from it. But he went down, and a free kick. So is it going to perhaps even out here? Well, it was a throw-in, so it wasn't a free kick, so I'll take it all back. But still, Australian danger. Near post to go in the centre. Aloisi, free header, couldn't make it count. 2 up with him. It limply came off the head towards goal. Needed more power. A loose clearance as we look at the clock. 44 minutes have gone. 1-0 it is to Uruguay over Australia, and Australia questing for the equaliser. If it stays in this shape, well, it'd be a good result at the moment, given the opportunities that Uruguay have had in the last 15 minutes. Kuehl forward, tries to punch it through to the running Emerton. It falls free to Grella. Back it goes now to Tony Vidmar, and they move it square at the back. Neal and also Popovic still going. Stoyanov comes at him. Won't want to mess with it. Oh, they don't want to concede one here. Messing around with it. Grella almost concedes it. It does. Dario Silva streams forward. 3 in front. Shot comes in. Chested down, and favourably it goes to Kalina. Chance for a quick release. Way downfield is Aloisi. Tackle from behind. Gets up. Runs again. Referee should have said play on. That's play on, referee.
That was a terrible, terrible decision there. Australia had the advantage. 5 on 4 at the back there. Terrible decision by the referee.
Well, now on halfway, free kick. 45 minutes have elapsed at the Centenario Stadium. What a second half we've seen. Packed full of drama.
The goal scorer, Dario Rodriguez, is going to get a yellow card for that challenge. One of the few Uruguayans who's not carrying one, so he will be in Sydney unless he manages to do something really silly in the last 2 minutes.
And full marks to Harry Kuehl. He's getting a well-deserved drink. He's not leaving the field. He's had a blinder considering how little football he's played this year. As the ball goes upfield to Aloisi, bustling, trying to get some room. And he gives away a free kick in turn just outside the area. 1-0 Uruguay. Dying moments of the match in Montevideo. First leg, deep downfield. Morales almost with a touch on. Oh, and are they living dangerously here? They're out at sea here with the wrong sail up, the Australians. And the ball now wide on the left it goes to Rodriguez. High ball in again to the big Morales. He knocks it back in the centre. Who's there for Australia? It's Popovic on the edge of the 6-yard box. Heads away only as far as Perez. Perez is going to knock it back in again. In the centre's Morales climbing all over the top. Oh, they claim for a penalty there. They claim for a penalty as the big shape. Lucas Neal went over the top. It's still with the Uruguayans now. Stoyanov gets the cross in far post. Silva can't get it. It goes over his head or off his head, close to the touchline, and it's going to be a throw in too. Uruguay says, changed his mind. Back to Silva. He wasn't expecting it. He just chunks it across field. It's in the middle of the park, and they're a bit of a chance here. Perez to Stoyanov down the right side. Diego's in the centre. So too Morales, hooked away by Neal somehow. And the Australians can't clear it. Oh, they need a path out some way. It goes downfield. They're back to Stoyanov. No, it's Diego down the right side. 10 metres out to the byline. Oh, can they escape here? The ball in, and it's taken, still in, and it's finally gone over the goal line. Well, it was like a pinball machine there. And finally, for a goal kick, mind you, so they live again, Australia. Somehow it's still 1-0.
This is desperation and injury time here from Australia. it's hard to believe that they have not conceded a goal, because certainly Uruguay have had their chances. That one there scrambled 3 or 4 times. We look like we're going to get another substitution right now, and it's going to be Tim Cahill to come on. One would imagine probably looking to come on for Harry Kuehl or somebody up front.
Well, the Australians with the ball 20 metres from halfway. And upfield we go, over halfway. We're in injury time now. Here goes Kulina. He accelerates away. He's 30 out from goal, Kulina. Pokes it forward looking for Brexiano. It doesn't come back to him now. And the Uruguayans break free. Way down the right side they stream. They've got numbers in the centre. Still going Uruguay. Down that right edge. And Stoyanov has the ball. Cuts back in field. Stoyanov, high ball across the face of goal. Silva. Oh, he gets the outside of the right boot to it as his feet were flying towards the goal line. But on the angle, it goes harmlessly over the goal line. And a goal kick to Australia. A goal kick to Australia. Is full time approaching 1-0. 1-0 the Uruguayans lead Australia for a place in the World Cup final over 2 legs.
You've got 22 players out there who have given their all, and you can see right now that this is like a heavyweight title fight in the 12th round. Not a lot left, and there it is.
Well, there it is.
There it is. It's over.
It's all over. Uruguay have won 1-0. 1-0, and they take that lead into the second leg at the Olympic Stadium in Sydney. The flares go up on the far side. The crowd not that jubilant because they know there's work to be done. But in the end game, I think you'd have to say Australia can happily go away with the scoreline at that point. It could have been 2 or 3. They survived somehow with a combination of brilliance and luck. And 1-0 is the score. Australia have to score. They haven't pinched an away goal, but they've only conceded 1.
Absolutely, and if you look through the last 20 years, Uruguay, one of the worst teams in world football, away from this stadium, away from Montevideo. They've won at the World Cup final since 1970, 1 of 16 games. They're not a very good team away from home, and Australia knows that. If you'd have said to Hus Hiddink before the game, how about 1-0 to Uruguay, he would have got on the plane and gone home. Absolutely a good result for them, for the Australians. And I think that we're getting the sort of apprehension from the Uruguayans in the stands. They're clapping somewhat, but there's some nervousness about them right now.
Yes, well, they haven't put Australia away here, then they had 2 or 3 absolutely golden chances in the dying 10 minutes. Rakoba, well, to me, and this may sound foolish, but he seemed to be fiddling with it more than he had to before actually getting the shot on goal. Mind you, he's there down there trying to dazzle, trying to get the shot free. But the last one was just a brilliant save from Schwarzer, a reflex. It came out of somewhere. It came out of deep in the memory, the history of Australian soccer. Who knows? But that sort of save. Well, we might reflect on that next week if Australia managed to get a result.
Maybe that's the ghosts of World Cup qualifiers past for us coming back to help us rather than haunt us.
That's what I was alluding to. And Richard Morales up many times. The one princely move in the second half, and Australia had a couple of good chances in the second half, but that streaming forward, they moved it right and left, and in the end it was Jason Kulina who came up with a low driving shot. It was just centimetres away from squeezing inside that right post.
And we can't say enough about Jason Kulina. In the 92nd minute, he was the one who chased back on Pablo Garcia. He ran 30 metres to chase back and make a tackle. He is the ever-ready bunny that just keeps going and going. He had a marvellous game for Australia, and I think the Australians are not going to be unhappy at all. We're going to hear from them soon, and one would suspect that if you remember 4 years ago in Melbourne, Australia dominated the game in Melbourne, but could only score once. And I think Uruguay will feel much the same today. They had their chances. They could have had 3, and frankly, as bad as they are on the road, I they would fancy themselves 3-0 going anywhere in the world, but 1-0, they know that they're going to be under the cosh when they get to Sydney and a packed-out Telstra Stadium.
And they're without Diego Forlan, it seems, who was injured. That gamble failed. Rakoba was majestic, but they had a few good players. Carlos Diego, an absolute standout for the Uruguayans. He was in mesmerising form down the right. And I tell you what, Dario Silva, whose best days are behind him, he did pretty well today too. But quickly, as we're heading up towards the news, from the Australian perspective, just quickly, let's skate through the troops here today. Everyone rose to the challenge, one feels. There were a couple of loose moments, but certainly Jason Kalina was up there, and Harry Kuehl came into his own in the end game.
Harry played very well. He probably was a bit of a lone warrior. He held the ball. I think what you'll see in Sydney is that Puss Hiddink is very much more interested in short, sharp passing. The boys, the Australians that play in England, where it's a much more end-to-end game, frenetic, take on the other player. It's a little bit of a different style. So Harry's got to fit into this style. But certainly a great game. Popovic, for having not played hardly at all this year, was very good. Lucas Neal started off very nervously, but did very well. And Tony Vidmar, what can you say? 35, 4 World Cup campaigns, a wonderful game.
Robert Lucetic, thank you very much for your company today. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll hope you can join us again on Wednesday night in Sydney. It's going to be a glorious conclusion, we hope. From on behalf of Robert Lucetic and all our team in the studio, Peter Wilkins from the Centenario Stadium in Uruguay.